Morning Blitz begins now.
Dick Rick is having a very bad day. He was on his way into work. He was in a bus that flipped over 15 times. Okay, that's not true. No. Now I'm having a very bad day, too.
Happy birthday. Okay, how about this one? We wish you a happy birthday. Chi-Chi's gang is here to say we wish you have a happy birthday.
Wow. You know the Chi-Chi's birthday song?
Chi-Chi's birthday song.
That's
I spent my 16th birthday at Chi-Chi's, so
it's kind of impressive.
There you go. Happy birthday, Lewis.
Just a Wednesday. That's all.
I hear there's a big sign in your yard.
Yeah. What? Signs like that are like guns are legal.
You want to put a few holes in it?
I thought, I kind of thought about that. Thought about, running it over.
Me and Thick Rick have some things for you.
No. We have technical issues, by the way.
Not anymore.
I stopped for gas this morning because I had to. I was going to try to go, can I wait and get the drive home and get gas then? I'm like, I should probably do this now. And then when I got back in the car, like, all my stuff started...
Think fast.
All my stuff...
Thick's got one for you. Your faves.
Ah!
That's just a little different flavor.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoa! Now Thick Rick just dumped tea into my MacBook.
I have a feeling things are not going to go well today. I'm telling you.
So, really quick, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but it is your birthday, and you're insisting on not talking about your birthday, and I'm insisting on talking about your birthday, but you know how Lewis loves French fries.
I know how to get this over quick.
Yeah. So we got him some flamin' hot fries and some cheddar fries, so he's flushing fries right now.
Thank you. Anyway, so I get back in the car, and all of a sudden messages start going, anybody bothering to go to the station today? What's going on? So I'll let Thick explain.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I come in, by the way.
Yeah.
I come in, and Thick's just hanging out. Hey, what's up? It's Wednesday morning. I'm like, dude, what happened? What do you mean, what happened?
Well, the last couple hours, there's nobody in here, so the computer's running things. You know what I mean? And for some reason, everything that was supposed to run in the 5 o'clock hour, it wiped out. I can see where it cleared it out.
Huh.
And it just went right to 6 o'clock where our stuff was ready to play. So it played our morning show open. And then it played a traffic bed.
Wow.
And it sounded really weird on the air, I'm sure. But it's all good now.
Hey, well, you'll always remember the morning you heard the 5 o'clock hour on the Blitz wipeout.
Jeez. So sorry, guys.
So, yeah.
It's momentous. It's all good now, peeps.
That was a new one. It never happened before.
Getting a ton of birthday wishes. Happy birthday from Nikki, Doug, Justin, Sean, Jared, Goose, Popcorn Pam, Craig. We have Rebecca. Yeah. And Gerald said, "Happy escape the womb, Dave." Lewis.
We're not doing anything for you. You got to let people wish you happy birthday.
Thousands of watts behind my voice to say I don't celebrate this. It's just another Wednesday.
All right, this will be the last time we bring it up.
I'm with you. I'm the same way.
Don't celebrate.
Are you kidding? I want to be wished a happy birthday every hour on the hour.
Not me. You know what? You know the last time that happened? You know when that happened last for
Not
me?
today.
25. That was the last time I wanted to celebrate.
Oh, okay. So everything's been downhill for the last 50,
what went
16
bad
years?
on your 25th birthday?
I don't think anything necessarily went bad. I just don't, I don't know. It's like Christmas. It loses its luster as you get older.
It shouldn't.
But it does.
Maybe we can change it today.
Oh.
Just from our relentless birthday
25 and out. I'm kind of going maybe 20 and out's the way to go. Seeing the way the world is and everything else. Maybe that's the better way to go. So 19 more of these.
I'm so sorry, man.
I'm posting this hotline.
My bleak outlook on life. It's okay. It's fine. Thank you to everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's just a Wednesday. Not even a wild and wet and wild Wednesday. Just a Wednesday. If there's a Taco Tuesday, what is Wednesday? There isn't one, is there?
Oh, good night.
No?
It's the oldest game in the book. Hump Day?
Do not
I hate that.
Do not, please.
Yeah.
Guess what day it is?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Guess what day it is? No.
Stop it.
Pass. Hard pass. We do have stuff to do today. We've got Cage the Elephant tickets. We've got Star Set tickets. We've got, we're going to revisit yesterday's discussion about social media.
Yeah, private.
Privacy.
Private. The Star Set tickets we will give away just after 7 o'clock. We'll tell you a song to listen for coming up then. Just after 8 o'clock, we're going to play a game for Cage the Elephant tickets. Classroom Celebrities is the game. So we'll get into that coming up right now. Morning Blitz Trivia, $25 to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first one who can text in the correct answer at 99700. What huge, iconic celebrity will be in Grove City and Grandview today? Pushing beer. A huge, iconic celebrity will be in Grove City and Grandview today, pushing a beer. Tell us who that is at 99700, and you will score that gift card.
Highly suspect on the Morning Blitz, 622. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, I'm Lewis. Thank you to Joe and the missus. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night at Fortress for the final Full Throttle Thursday of the season.
The last one?
Yeah. I'm excited. I like Full Throttle Thursdays. That's a good time. All right. Morning Blitz Trivia.
Yes. What iconic celebrity will be in Grandview and Grove City today with a new beer?
I banged my best friend's wife, sued and bankrupt a tabloid and made racial slurs, yet everybody still for some reason thinks I'm cool. That guy?
Fee-fi-fo-fum.
Yep, that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. And let's not forget about my train wreck of a son who damn near killed his best friend and then has had now 2 DUIs since then. Good family. American values right there.
Have you seen
Brother?
Fear? Brother.
Hulk Hogan.
Take your vitamins, the steroids that you carry around with you.
He's doing a meet and greet at Kroger on Hoover Road in Grove City from 2 to 3:30. The earlier one is 10 to 11:30 at the Grandview Yard Giant Eagle.
Brother,
on 3rd Avenue.
I went off on a tirade dropping the N-word like it was going out of style and talking about everybody my daughter dated, and I can't figure out why the black employees of the WWE don't want to accept me. I don't get it, brother. Look at what used to be these 24-inch pythons. But now, after 4 hip replacements and 6 knee replacements, they're not quite what they used to be.
Not quite.
But hey, my son and I run a karaoke bar in Tampa.
You really know a lot about this guy.
He's a scumbag. Absolute walking, lying scumbag. Oh, wow. I forgot the most important part. Once upon a time, he had a chance to play bass for Metallica, but he decided to go into wrestling instead. That's my favorite lie.
And if you would like to meet Hulk Hogan today... Oh my gosh.
Wow. Google the hoe where he's talking about how he could have played bass for Metallica. Come on. Is there anybody walking around on this planet that believes that is even remotely true?
Yeah, brother, I was talking to Lars and James. They wanted me to play bass for the band, but this wrestling thing just, was blowing up at the time.
Tell us how you really feel, man. Boy, Kelly, that got him riled up.
Yes, I'll say.
I better stop Hulk's music, or he's going to lose his mind over here.
He is a real American. Fight for the rights of every man.
Anyway, so I guess there's a real American beer.
I'm sure it's just as good as Kid Rock's Red Stag. Or what is it? Badass American beer.
Yep, brand new beer. Real American beer. He will be signing shirts, books, pictures. No, he won't be signing. He says he won't sign. Oh my gosh. He's not going to sign any of those things. He will only be signing 12 packs of the new beer.
That you have to buy.
Yeah. It's because he says he will be signing not shirts, books, or pictures, but instead 12 packs of his new beer. And there are Real American Beer hats and shirts that you can purchase.
Yeah, buy that merch. Buy that merch.
So 10 to 11:30, Grandview Yard Giant Eagle Market District on West 3rd Avenue, and from 2 to 3:30 in Grove City at Kroger on Hoover Road. Yeah. So I'm guessing you're not going to take part, Lewis.
No. Can't say that I will.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's it's just, it's okay.
Hey,
everybody is entitled to like who they like. And I said a bad thing about Kid Rock that I didn't mean to. Bob's a good dude, and I actually, can't say much for the Red Stag, but the Badass beer is not the worst beer I've ever had in my life.
All right.
So I rescind my unnecessarily negative Kid Rock comment that was not meant to be negative.
By the way, happy birthday, Lewis. All right, Chris Matthews from Mount Sterling was the first one to text in the correct answer, so he scored the $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
It is 6:37. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. Who would like to go first?
I got something.
What do you got?
I got an angry guy in Austin, Texas. He posted a voicemail. The guy was very upset. He was at an arcade. An arcade. I haven't seen an arcade forever. Where is there an arcade still?
There's a few of them. There's also like a bunch of 8-bit or 16-bit.
Well, okay, maybe it was one of those.
Yeah.
I
Those are cool.
I guess I forgot about those. I'm sitting there going, where are there arcades anymore? Duh.
Well, I mean,
I've been to 16-bit.
Isn't there one in Polaris Mall?
There's one up at Polaris.
Dave and Buster's.
There's one up at Polaris. There's one up at Dublin Bridge Park. There's one downtown.
Okay, I thought there was like in Polaris. There's a little video game mini thing with like games and arcades and stuff. I might be wrong.
There's pens. They have games.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guy was mad because there was a men's bathroom, there was a community bathroom, there was no women's bathroom. And he was very upset about that. So he called to leave a message, and I've got the audio.
Hey, listen, I was just wondering, this is a voicemail, right? I'm being recorded. I was just wondering if there's a ladies' room at your establishment. Because I had a friend go there, and she felt so uncomfortable how there's men room, and then there's family room, yet there's no ladies' room. It's not a welcome environment. And what, are you trying to play up the stereotype that video games are just for men? You realize women are smarter than males? They would completely dominate in video games if they took the time to care. You're pretty for instance, you know that? Quit being weirdos at a ladies' room, alright? I'm not playing around.
He's about 9 beers deep, you can tell.
He also didn't look hard enough because they absolutely have a women's room.
Oh, funny.
They did. They most definitely have a women's bathroom. They said, you could have asked.
Whoops-a-daisy.
So I love though.
You realize women are smarter than males?
You agree with that, Kelly?
Woman are smarter
than
males.
Is that what he said? Did he say woman?
Yeah. You realize women are smarter than males?
Woman, and not men. Women are smarter than males.
That's right. I absolutely agree with that.
Woman. Singular. Woman.
What's wrong with her? She's a woman, isn't she?
Well,
All right, I've got something.
Right.
Yesterday I told you about that banner flying around downtown and the campus. It says, "We're over LW, I'm moving on." Well, there was another banner, as promised, yesterday. I know I'm being had here, by the way. I know that whatever this is, I'm going to be very disappointed. Because it's some kind of ad scheme, right? But I'm kind of sucked in. Yesterday there was another banner circling that said, "I needed more than you gave, LW." That's it. That's all we've got so far, guys. I'm just updating you. Like I said, whatever this ends up being, it's going to be very disappointing, but I'm in. I want to know what it is. It better not be one of those, he gets us things, or these things that I never understand what you're trying to the point you're trying to get.
Here's the question, though. How much money are you spending on the plane to fly this around to see a very segmented portion of your audience? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you, Kelly. I think this is going to end up being some kind of advertising campaign.
Is it a divorce lawyer? Is it who are you trying to drum things up some business?
If you're doing Red, White, and Boom, where you've got thousands of people outside, and you fly a plane with a banner around, probably a smart play because a lot of people are going to see it. But you're flying this around when people are indoors. People are, driving, not necessarily, you know what I mean? You don't have exactly a captive audience for the price of doing that.
Well, Reddit's captivated.
I'm seeing it every day on Reddit, so somebody's seeing it.
Somebody's seeing it that
pictures.
way, and that might be more effective than the actual plane flight itself.
Yeah.
because you're just not you're not exposing it to a ton of people, if that makes any kind of sense.
I'm just going to be mad. I'm just warning you when it's all over. I'm not going to be, this better be something really great.
It's probably some fast food restaurant coming to town.
It's just going to make me salty. I'm already like pre-salty on this thing.
Right. I'll keep the salty theme going because I've got something. Did you guys ever play the game of life?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I hated that game.
Played every day. Around a little car?
Every day.
Ugh.
Okay. It came around in 1860. That's when Milton Bradley invented it. Okay? But back then, one of the possible outcomes in the game of life was suicide. Oh, really? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how that would not play well? Like, why was that even considered an option?
I don't know. You know, it was a different age, I guess.
But still, you marketed board games. Correct me if I'm wrong. Board games were always marketed to kids and families,
Not
right?
that one. I don't think Life was.
I always thought that was so boring. Like, I could not get into life at all.
Well, suicide was an option if that was the case, apparently.
Well, you know, there was a time, and there still are, when really rich people go broke, they take their own lives.
I know, but considering again, I always thought Monopoly was more of an adult-themed game just based on finance and money and everything. But if you think Chutes and Ladders and all those board games that you had, it was family game night.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I cannot wrap my head around how suicide was ever an option on a family board game.
Man, things were very, very different back then.
Apparently.
I always liked the spinny thing in the middle, and it was kind of attached, so you never lost it. It was just always there. You know, it was attached to the board.
Yep.
Because anything that was unattached, we always lost.
Sure.
You know, like you end up having like 3 options for your Monopoly men. An iron, a boot, and the car. That was it. Everything else was lost.
Did you have a favorite board game growing up?
Yes, I loved Candyland. I loved Chutes and Ladders. I loved Uh-Oh Cheerios.
Never played it.
Uh-Oh Cheerios. Did you guys ever play that? Text 99700. Uh-Oh Cheerios.
Never even heard
or
of it.
Cheerios. I forget what it is.
Ron from Subway says Robot Chicken does a hilarious parody of the game Life.
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's funny. I've seen it. It's hilarious. I always liked Clue.
Oh, it's Hi-Ho Cheerio. That's it.
Still never heard of it.
Hi-Ho Cheerio. I loved that game.
The name correction does not jog
They
my
were
memory.
like little cherries and stuff in it. I loved it. Anyway, what did you like?
Clue was always my favorite.
That was all
Clue,
right.
That was pretty fun.
Right.
Man, that was a time investment for sure.
Well, yeah. Professor Plum in the library with the candlestick.
Risk all day.
Risk was fun. Risk was good.
I loved Risk and Stratego. All about the war. I was about the war, man.
If it's a game where you can kill people, I'm in.
I'm like Chutes and Ladders. Oh, I liked Risk.
Candyland and Chutes and Ladders.
I love those games. I mean, I'm not talking when I'm like 20. I'm talking when I'm like 9, 10, when you're playing board games.
Smitsalica on the Morning Blitz, 6:51. I would be Lewis. That would be Thick Rick. Kelly Quinn. Are you calmer now?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
I was worried
What's going on over there?
I was worried about it this morning.
Yeah.
He's frustrated this morning.
Yeah.
Like even I said
with the computers, you know.
Even I said something. Like I said one thing, and he's like, "Do what you want. You're driving." Like it was just a suggestion. I'm like, "We're cool." So he was ruffled. His feathers were ruffled this morning.
Well, you're ruffling them more right now by
am.
pointing it out.
It was the equivalent of him, you know.
And now he really wants you to move on. You're getting the whirly bird, bud.
I am. I'm just going to shut up. So the Alicia Silverstone thing, and Kelly sent this yesterday, and this, if you haven't seen this yet, I will yield to Kelly to explain, because I still can't understand why anybody would do this.
Well, we all love Alicia Silverstone from Clueless. I mean, how can you not love her? So she's kind of an interesting human being. She put a TikTok out early yesterday, about 24 hours ago or so. She's walking in London and found this plant, and she pulled off what looked like sort of a small, like a cherry tomato or a grape tomato off it, just around like a cherry tomato, and bit into it and said, "What is this?" and showed the inside of it. And then she did it a second time. And there are 12,000 1,000 comments asking her why she would eat random berries when it's either like delicious or poison.
Here's the audio from the TikTok.
Okay, I've discovered something that I can't figure out what it is, and I need your help. I just bit into it because I was on the street and we were discussing whether this was a tomato or not. It's definitely not, because look at these leaves. Those are the leaves. So what the heck is this? Because when you open it up, it looks like that. And if I bite it, I don't think you're supposed to eat this. It's almost like a pepper. Does anyone know what this is? I don't know what it is. I need someone to tell me. I'm in England. Okay, thank you.
Funny, right there in the middle, you could hear the clueless voice a little more, a little better.
So people are commenting, so we're eating stuff off street bushes?
I mean,
people are like, girl, even if it was a tomato, it's on someone else's private garden.
Right? Who walks by someone's house and just starts picking vegetables?
But people are like, why on earth would you eat something random? And then everybody started saying it was a Jerusalem cherry, which is poisonous. And so for literally 24 hours, people have been posting videos and asking Alicia Silverstone to please let us all know that she's not dead from eating this poisonous tomato.
I just, when you're a little kid and you're walking around, your parents are always like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Like, you learn this at an early age, right?
Yes.
You learn also, like, if you walk by the neighbor's yard as a kid, don't go in there. That's not your yard. Like, this is, like, stuff we learn at 5.
Right.
Like, why at 45 are you walking down the street going, oh, vegetables, I'll pick one and eat it. Maybe.
Did we get confirmation? Is it a Jerusalem cherry?
No, but that's what people were saying.
Okay.
And then a bunch of people who are from, the UK are like, yeah, my mom always told me not to even touch those. So they were pretty familiar with it. She did post last night that she's alive and well. So we did hear from Alicia Silverstone. She said, don't worry, I didn't swallow. I'm alive and well.
See, sometimes when you spit instead of swallow, it can be a lifesaver.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, now a second lawsuit has been filed against the city of Columbus over the ransomware attack impacting hundreds of thousands of people. This one involves a group of anonymous Columbus police officers and one firefighter who claimed their personal information was stolen, with some financial losses as well after their bank accounts and credit cards were hacked. The suit not only seeks financial damages, but asks the court to force Mayor Andrew Ginther to give detailed and specific disclosure of what types of personal information files have been compromised. So that's a little interesting detail to that lawsuit. Day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. The main attraction last night were the Obamas. Former President Obama, who in a rousing speech said Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the leaders America needs right now, not 4 more years of Donald Trump.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse.
Tonight we will hear from former President Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Pete Buttigieg, and Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz, who will deliver his acceptance speech. Newly appointed Starbucks CEO Brian Nicole will not be required to relocate to the company's headquarters in Seattle when he joins the coffee giant next month. Instead, Starbucks says Nicole can live at his home in Newport Beach, California, and commute to Starbucks head office 1,000 miles away on a corporate jet. Now we're like, oh, he'll probably work from home, right? No. Starbucks has a hybrid work policy that this new CEO is expected to adhere to, meaning when he is not traveling for work, he will be in the Seattle office at least 3 days a week. So when he's not traveling for work, he will be using that corporate jet to travel from Newport Beach 1,000 miles away to Seattle to be in the office 3 days a week.
How long's that flight?
I don't know.
Sure beats the traffic on 71, 670, pick one. Doesn't
Yeah, for
matter.
1,000 miles, it sure does.
Right?
He gets a base salary of $1.6 million annually, but he has the opportunity to earn an annual cash bonus up to $7.2 million.
Okay. So he's the CEO of Starbucks, right?
Yes.
Got a huge salary?
Yeah.
3 words. Mile High Club. Yeah. That's what I'd be doing.
That's why you're not a CEO of any big corporation.
Way to hammer that point home. But I'll tell you what, most of those CEOs get $12 million golden parachutes. If that's the going rate to F up a company, please put me in charge of your company. You'll start out selling cars. By the time you're done, you'll sell plastic baby doll earrings. I'll wreck it so bad for $12 million.
I'm taking zero business advice from you ever.
That's probably the smartest thing you could do.
Does Starbucks realize the PR mess they're dealing with here?
That's
Because
what
the
I
climate
thought.
change people are going to be all over them for
Now,
this.
they say that this is fairly typical for big companies. Now, Victoria's Secret here in Columbus just hired a new CEO. She is based in New York City, but she will be flying to Columbus on the Victoria's Secret jet very regularly. So it's common, apparently, to hire your CEO who does not live in where your home, what is it called? Your home base?
Your home base is?
Home office? And they'll just fly you in regularly.
Follow me through on this when it comes to business advice. You might lose a couple of sponsors because of this, the whole Greenpeace thing or whatever. But if you're a CEO like me, on this flight, you're taking a private jet to and from every day. 3 words, Mile High Club. Endorsement, OnlyFans. Join the Starbucks OnlyFans Mile High Club. Huh? Come on.
Starbucks is never hiring this guy.
Watch the money start to pile up with that
Like,
one.
Starbucks won't let you be a barista, bro.
Right. I
don't want to be the barista. The CEO.
Nobody better ever say another word to me about my gas truck. Ever. I want to hear it.
I do not want you touching my latte, I'll tell you that much. All right, those are your 3 things.
Doug Rogers just coined a new phrase. Hi, I'm Lewis. I'll be your Louista today. Please. No. What a great idea. 7:09 on the Morning Blitz. Dick, Rick, Kelly Quinn. Go ahead, finish that pose.
It's a Snapchat.
I
Do you
know.
mind? Let me do it real quick.
Behind the scenes, you don't see Kelly getting the perfect Snapchat going over there.
Oh, they're never perfect. It's just a way to keep a streak going.
But you put some effort into it.
Well, I gotta get the lighting right, baby.
I'm
Gotta
aware.
get the lighting right.
So where is this going?
To my friend Beth, we have if I could tell you, our snap streak of 2,071 days of straight Snapchatting.
Wow.
2,071 days. That's a pretty good streak.
Yeah.
With my sister, I have a 1,600-day streak.
Okay.
Kelly, we need to get you some help.
Why is that?
You can put
I'm doing great on keeping my Snapchat alive. I need no help.
So nobody else sees this but you two? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because if it's on the internet, it always disappears.
Well, I mean, she's not posting it on the internet, though.
No, gosh, no.
It's just on Snapchat. After 10 seconds, it fades away.
So they say.
It's Thick Rick this morning. Let's see how much knowledge we have of dumb criminals. I give you the headline. You tell me if it was Florida or not. And since it is a wild Wednesday or a hump day, I'll make this one easy. A woman was caught with a bag of drugs in a bag labeled bag of drugs.
You realize women are smarter than males?
Woman smarter than males. Again, a woman was caught with a bag of drugs in a bag labeled bag of drugs. I mean, that is helpful because you don't want to misplace your bag of drugs with your bathroom utensil. You know what I mean? Keeping stuff organized is not a bad thing.
Wait, was it written or was it printed or embroidered? What are we talking about?
A woman was caught with a bag of drugs in a bag labeled bag of drugs. You tell us. Is it Florida or not Florida? I mean, even if it is, I would accept Michigan as an alternative, but I'm just saying. Florida or not?
F-A-C-K, fact.
Yep, there you go, man. That's what I want to know. Let us know on the text line at 99700, or you can always call us, 800-821-9970, if you feel inclined to do so. It is blurry. It's the Morning Blitz, 723, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. Before the answer to today's Florida man, Rex, can I get a shout-out and a prayer for Turtle? He's a fellow motorcycle rider who went down yesterday leaving his job and was in traffic when his accident occurred. He's in intensive care and having emergency surgery this morning. Thank you, Rex, man.
Ooh.
We'll send a prayer out to Turtle.
Prayers, Turtle. Come on, brother.
Man. hopefully everything goes in the right direction. All right. So the headline was, woman was caught with a bag of drugs in a bag labeled bag of drugs.
It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. You like my new bag? It says bag of drugs, and it contains a bag of drugs.
Someone said that's nice because you don't want to, you don't want to mislabel your bag of drugs with kids' sack of lunch. So you do there is,
Well, that's a smart thing then. Yeah,
you realize women are smarter than males?
Right.
Natasha says Ohio. Cody says Newark, Ohio. Mike says definitely the west side of Columbus. Tristan says sounds like a KC meth head.
Portsmouth?
Wherever. But here we go. So, a woman was arrested during a traffic stop when officers came upon this. They pulled her over on a Saturday when they saw the driver wasn't wearing her seatbelt. During the traffic stop, they noticed that the passenger was moving things around suspiciously. The 41-year-old woman named Lauren Riley. The cops spotted drug paraphernalia, so they launched into a search of the vehicle. Inside Lauren's purse, they found a bag labeled bag of drugs.
Was it bag o drugs or bag of drugs?
It says bag of drugs,
okay.
But bag o drugs is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Way
it's
cooler.
Not as fun, but
way cooler.
Yeah.
Was it again? I want to know. Was it written on the bag?
Yes,
just written.
It was written on the bag.
Okay, it wasn't like a bag that came bought that way. That's what I was wondering.
No,
like
it was hand
printed or
no. We keep it classy. It was handwritten. Here.
Okay.
It contained crack cocaine, powdered cocaine, crystal meth, Xanax, and other drugs. So
Boy,
we're running the gamut on this one. There's also a needle, straws, a metal spoon, and 4 glass pipes. So it was accurately labeled.
Sort of. She didn't know how to spell paraphernalia, so drugs had to suffice for everything.
Exactly. Yeah. She was arrested on a variety of felony charges and a misdemeanor paraphernalia count. She's in jail. Her bag of drugs is confiscated in the police evidence locker, and she is in fact from the fine state of Florida.
Oh, of course.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, man. Especially in a bag full of it.
Shane says, sounds like a surefire case of Perry County-itis.
Wow.
But no, Florida in this case.
Speaking of Florida, Wallet Hub just named Florida as the most fun state to visit.
Well, yeah.
It's the most fun state to visit.
I wonder if can you show up? Hide like a bag of drugs, please?
Last time I was in Florida, I'm walking past a newspaper stand. I look into the stand. The headline on the newspaper reads, "Local man robs Wendy's with alligator." What did you just say to me? I read it, I still said that out loud. It was incredible. Oh, and also, that's all you want to say? You don't want to add any more to that? Like, I don't know, maybe tell us if the alligator was an accomplice or a weapon? How about that? For real. Did this guy rob a Wendy's with an alligator, or did this guy rob a Wendy's with an alligator? There's a huge difference.
Live. Lightning crashes, 7:38 on the morning Blitz. Stick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis, and live is the song you were listening for a chance to win tickets to see Starset. Congratulations going out to Rick. He was caller number 16.
Rick Bell from London.
Nice job.
10 days, man. That's 10 days away.
I was going to say, should be a good show here in a couple weeks. All right. So yesterday, we were talking about social media. I believe the conversation started because they polled a bunch of Gen Zers, and they all said that social media is bad for their mental health. They all agreed that it was terrible for their mental health, yet they still did it. So we got on the subject of things you know are bad for you that you do anyway. But during this conversation yesterday, keeping your social media private came up a couple of different times. One of which, it was the teacher, right? That she had her information private, and turns out her husband was a registered sex offender?
Yes.
That had come to school events?
Yeah, because we were talking about people looking up their kids' teachers on social media.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And, so this girl keeps her social media private, gets hired at a school, come to find out, her husband is a registered sex offender. And I guess it was did we find out? We don't know what he was registered for, right? But it was a real legit reason.
It was serious.
Yeah. It wasn't just an accident, a dumb decision once. Like, it was legitimately, he did some bad stuff. So we asked the question.
Yeah, and he was going to school functions.
Right. So had her socials been not been private, school might have known this sooner before they hired. Because we think that, we all agree that if you're going to Google your kid's teacher, you pretty much Google anybody you meet. You check their socials. If you meet someone, you kind of want to know about them. You want to find out what's going on in their world.
I mean, Kelly wants to know everything.
Right? I stare directly at Kelly Quinn when I make that statement.
Yeah, I love being up in your business. Although my Facebook's private, and it has been for years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, now I have lots and lots of friends on there, so, I mean, who else is wanting in there? I just couldn't imagine a single soul trying to find out anything about me who isn't already my friend.
Well, you don't have listeners they can't friend request you?
No, I'm chock up with chock full, with listeners and actual real family members and things like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, so you can friend request me and I will absolutely accept you, but my profile is not viewable to anybody who's not my friend.
Okay, but they have the ability to request you.
Yeah, they can request me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not what privating your
I didn't
profile
know.
means.
I wasn't sure.
So a lot of times if you go to someone's profile and it's private, you can see a couple of photos that they might put up, like their profile pictures or their cover photo, I think is visible. But you can't necessarily see into what photo albums are going on there. You can't see a ton of their posts or
I think
whatnot.
you see my profile picture and that's it. Nothing else comes up.
Yeah, there's a limit to all that stuff. So the question that came up yesterday, because I said, and I listened back yesterday, I did word it the wrong way, and that's on me for wording it the wrong way. I would just say, and again, I think, and Kelly, you and I were talking about this a little bit yesterday too, I do think it depends on the field that you're working in, and I think school teacher is definitely one of them. But you would, if you're a company and I'm hiring you to represent my brand, if everything is private, in the back of my mind, I'm going to go, what are you doing that you don't want me to know? And is it going to be detrimental to my brand? Is something that's going to come up on your socials going to cause me some kind of headache or nightmare that I'm going to have to deal with that could potentially hurt my bottom line? So, there is a risk to keeping things private. Now, I do believe there's a setting where you can only share certain information with certain people. So you could go in and go, oh, okay, cool. If you've got a picture with your girls at the concert and everybody's hammered, drunk or whatever, maybe you make that picture so it's not visible to anybody you work with or your employer or something along those lines. You can adjust those settings. But should the privacy thing be a factor when it comes to jobs?
Well, okay, well, I see, that's where I'm confused. So if you're private, people can still find you or no?
I think in some cases, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you're searchable in the database.
And you'll
it's
show
just
up.
that you can click on it and there'll be really no other information outside your name and maybe your profile picture.
Well, I think that's, I don't know, man. I don't think that's right for the employer. Some people are just private people. They're on there just for family and close friends, and they don't want to be known to anybody else. And if you're going to hold that against somebody, they're not guilty of anything just because their social's private. Plus, I think you're probably going to miss out on some potentially good employees.
You might, but I also think it depends on what the field is.
Well, what difference does it make?
A lot.
I mean, you're like this, why is this person private? What are they going to do on their social media that's going to embarrass my company? But if it's private, nobody's going to see it.
No, but we'll use school teacher because that's how this all started.
Okay.
Let's say you're a school teacher and your side hustle, because teachers don't get paid that much. Let's say you're taking your clothes off local peeler. And
then you're violating terms of service.
But let's say your school doesn't necessarily have, if they don't have a code, if that's not spelled out in their code of conduct policy, now you have parents that find out, and all of a sudden it becomes an issue for the school, the teacher, the parent. So,
now you're talking about OnlyFans, right?
OnlyFans is another one. I'm just throwing it out there using it. I think it's a case by case basis depending on what field you're in. But if you're out there representing the public, I think you do open that company up to risk based on what's on your socials, because
that's
the world
the nature of the
now.
job. Then you open up your socials. You would have to. That's the nature of the job.
So if you have that private as a company, it's my right to, that's a red flag to me. It's my right to worry what you might be hiding because it could come back and hurt me.
So now you haven't even met me and you're accusing me of hiding
I'm not
something.
accusing you of anything. I'm just saying it's a red flag.
If I'm walking in
that's the
knowing
world we
I'm
live
going
in.
to be doing a social media job, I'm fully intending on opening up my socials. That's it. Other than that, like Amanda says, my socials are private. They're for my friends and family only. Pictures of my kids and our lives are on there.
Yeah.
It's not for the general public's consumption.
My private life. My employer doesn't have a right to that.
I think that's the way it should be, but I'm not saying that that's the way it is because
Dude,
now
Facebook, seriously.
Because now we live in that world where everybody is looking at everybody's social media. And I'm saying if it's too private, it could potentially, even though you're protecting yourself, it could potentially cost you a job is what I'm saying.
A couple of people, one teacher and one parole officer, said they are encouraged to have private socials, especially the parole officer, I guess.
Sure.
But the teacher who texted in said they are encouraged by the schools to go private.
Okay, but did the school check your socials before they hired you? I guess I'm asking.
I don't know.
No, I'm asking the teacher who texted in.
Yeah.
We had somebody text yesterday that they had an issue with an ex stalking them, and so everything they have is private for safety.
And I 100% get that. I'm not saying I'm against private. I'm just saying I want you to see where it could be an issue for an employer. If you're private, it could cause a red flag to pop up.
Goose asks, what's a peeler?
Strip club. They peel clothes off and get naked. Peeler, slang term. Strip club.
Carrie said customers at my business do not need to know my personal beliefs.
Susie, let's all just agree that Lewis does not have a valid point. I do have a valid
100%
point.
agree, Susie. I'm with you.
I do have a valid point, and we'll continue this after POD.
Texas, why is Lewis asking for my privates?
Okay, 7:50 on the Morning Blitz with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. And I'm not trying to win or lose anything. I'm not stating my personal opinion. If you want to keep your stuff private, keep your stuff private. It is your business. I am simply saying that we are living in a world where more and more companies are starting to ask for your social media info because they want to know more about who they're hiring. And if it is private, it runs the risk of becoming a red flag dependent upon the field you are applying in. Case in point, someone who said the teacher having a sex offender as the spouse having access to children is very different than somebody that's applying at McDonald's. And that is the point that I'm making. Depending upon the field that you're in. I
kind of feel like you're refining your point as we go.
This is the same thing I have said from day one.
Lewis, happy birthday.
F you.
It is Lewis's birthday, by the way.
This person texted us, if you're a social worker, you're highly encouraged to not have public social media. You may encounter some dangerous people. You should minimize the amount of info they can find about you. I feel like we should all have private accounts. Everybody.
But does the employer still want to see their social, even though they want it to be private?
Right. Yeah, is that anybody who's gotten a job in the last 10 years, have you been asked to show your socials? That's what I'm curious about,
I
too.
have seen several applications where they want to know where they ask for your social.
I have seen that, too. Like, what are your socials?
And that's what I'm saying is, that's why.
That's actually a contest I tried to get in. They asked for socials, not a job. But, yeah, they are asking for them.
Are you guys doing that stupid Facebook stuff again?
But I also think, like we were talking about earlier, if I had a job, because again, you're a different person at 19 than you are at 35.
Sure.
So, maybe making that college weekend in Daytona Beach visible to everyone isn't a good idea. So you go in and you privatize that album so no one can see it. And again, I also understand the need to not want to put your kids out there. If you're very cautious, I very rarely mention the name of the kids that are in our household, if ever. For that reason.
Right.
So I understand that very much. I'm very well versed in that concept.
You're really angry. I'm
irritated
because there's a lot of venom coming out of there.
I'm irritated because I wouldn't hire you. You shouldn't be a hiring manager at all. I'm not saying what my personal beliefs are.
You are stressing me out so bad right
now. I'm just saying this is the direction that companies are moving into. And for those who say, well, if you can't respect my privacy, I don't want the job. Good for you. You have that right. I'm simply stating the direction we're going in.
This the same. JC says this the same Lewis that was saying Mile High Only Fan, and now he's worried about what other people are posting.
Yes. I still love my Mile High CEO idea. It's a lot of money to be made in that OnlyFans endorsement.
I wonder, too, about people asking for your socials companies. If, there are a lot of, political big mouths out there who just love to post about... I shouldn't say that, because that's really critical. But I'm saying a lot of people are very invested and passionate about politics that may not coincide with the business's politics. Maybe they would want to see, what are we doing here? Who am I hiring in that aspect?
That's the thing, too. Truthfully, I don't think you want people... A lot of people stay away from the politic thing right now, and rightfully so. So, you know what I mean? It's just...
we got Katie here. Just like yesterday, we had the girl who Katie said was in an abusive relationship, and she had to file a restraining order, change all her socials, keep everything private so that this guy couldn't find her. And so if you're an employer and you ask a girl, hey, we need to access to your social media, and she says, I can't let you do that because of this is what happened, then what do you say as the employer?
I had an employer say that. In my last contract that I had, they wanted control of my socials. And I looked at that, and that was a sticking point for me. I said BS, because I don't want corporate propaganda spewed out on my stuff because you have control. So I literally created a separate profile that I gave them control of.
And we were
for
told
that reason.
We were told that here. Say, have your private personal profile and then have your radio profile.
See, I can't do that because once upon a time when I had just a personal private profile, the station I worked for connected it to the station, and then it got hybrid and effed up. So, I'm stuck with what I have.
It was a mess then.
Right. I'm already stuck with what I have, so I'm the exception to this rule anyway.
I get what you're saying, man.
AJ said you have a valid point in a society that lives in an open social media world. An employer would see a private social media account as perhaps a red flag. As a father of 2 young daughters, my account's private to the point where only my friends on Facebook can see my posts and pictures. And I think that's where, you should do. But anyway.
There you go. You got one person doing
one person.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, this was all over the news yesterday. I figure we should cover it. Former Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Amy Acton is considering running for governor in 2026. Acton, of course, served as Governor Mike DeWine's health director during the pandemic. And since she has stayed in the political mix. This week, she's attending the Democratic National Convention. She's done some fundraising events for Senator Sherrod Brown. She has another fundraiser scheduled with actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus. At the convention yesterday, she spoke with USA Today's Ohio Bureau and says she is definitely thinking about running for office, and she's been learning about the office of governor. And she said basically she wants to find out how she can best be of service. So that is a consideration, apparently, now with Dr. Amy Acton. It's becoming more and more common, apparently, for people to go to Google Maps and blur the images of their homes, which is an option. Apparently, people are doing this as a precaution against burglaries and home invasions. The process pretty simple. You just go to your address on Google Maps, select Street View, go to the settings, and select Report a Problem. From there, you can request that Google blur portions of your house. It's unclear how long it takes to approve those changes, but I don't know. I guess there are people going on Google Maps to see where the entry and exit points are in a house, and I guess I can understand it.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
Yeah. Everything about us, from our social security numbers to pictures of ourselves and our homes and our relatives and our we're registered independent, Democrat or Republican. It's all there. Online.
My wife
When was
finds
the last time
everything.
you voted? Well, I can just go to Google and find out. It's wild how much information is
you're
out
saying
there.
there's a lot of stuff out there that people want to search and
There's
find
no
out
privacy
There's
anymore.
no privacy. Oh,
Not at all.
really? I swear I've heard that before someplace.
All right. Well, it was reported that Netflix was planning to air a documentary called Vampires in Gem City this fall about the 1994 disappearance of 26-year-old George Philip Gall near the goth-themed Asylum nightclub in Dayton. His wife Helen and Uncle Dan Phelan say producers of that documentary have told them that Netflix has decided not to air the show. No explanation has been given from Netflix, from the producers, nobody. According to the uncle, the family has been working with producers for 3 years about this mysterious disappearance. But about 10 months ago, the director on the documentary was replaced, and they changed gears to focus on a community of vampires in Dayton. And now a producer on the show sent the Gall family an email that says, hey, Netflix has decided not to air this at all. So I was kind of looking forward to seeing it, and now Netflix is shelving it. So who knows? I don't know if they'll be able to shop that around or not.
Somebody doesn't want the truth out, Kelly.
Maybe. You think Netflix doesn't want the truth out there about Dayton?
Or somebody threatened Netflix.
Okay.
Okay.
Dracula.
All right. Settle down.
or Netflix might just be out of money. There's a thought,
Or
too.
Netflix might say, this is a load of crap.
Yeah.
I am not putting this on my streaming service.
Okay, 4 people. Lewis won't hire you if you blur your house, Alex. He can't see it. Not true. I am a firm believer that you don't let people know where the location of the Batcave is. So you cannot hold me on that one. I hate people. Hi, this is the guy who threw a girl in the back of a van and drove around 6 different ways to get home so she wouldn't be able to figure out where I live. I don't, the blur in the house thing and me don't mix. Purple haze. I feel like mine's red. I've been angry all morning. You guys realize this?
Yes.
Yeah. We wish you a happy birthday from all of us at Chi-Chi's. We wish you a happy birthday. Ole!
I am equally impressed.
That's just that's not the real song.
You know
It's
what?
something like that. But yeah, happy birthday, Lewis. I think that's what started everything out wrong, because you had a big sign you don't like your birthday. There was a big sign in your yard saying happy birthday, so all the neighbors know it's your birthday. Now, Thick and I won't shut up about it being your birthday, so I get it. I'm going to shut up starting right. Happy birthday now.
You know the Chi-Chi song? I worked at a Bennigan's in college.
Ooh, did you know the birthday Bennigan song?
Happy, happy birthday on this your special day. Happy, happy birthday. That's why we're here to say happy, happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy, happy birthday from Bennigan's to you, Slanche.
Look at that. I love it. Very good.
Yeah. See?
Who else knew a birthday song from the restaurant they worked at?
Don't put that on your social media. Nobody will hire you, Lewis.
I absolutely love that.
Do you know why? I know Rick is dying and Ryan is on the phone waiting to play, and I'm sorry. Do you know why they have their own version of the birthday song?
Because the birthday song's trademark.
Absolutely.
Trademark?
Costs money.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. That's why restaurants create their own version of the birthday song, because they don't want to pay for...
Isn't that song over 50 years old?
It might have changed now, but that used to be the reason. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to this game. Ryan, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yep.
We can.
Yep. Loud and clear. All right, so we've got tickets to see Cage the Elephant up for grabs. They're going to be in Cincinnati a week from Friday, August 30th. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. We're going to play a little game of Celebrity Classroom. Ryan, I will give you the name of a celebrity, and you simply tell us if they were ever a teacher before they became famous. All right? It's pretty simple.
Sounds good. Yep.
Let's go right here and start with Sly. Sylvester Stallone. Was he ever a teacher before he became famous?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Nice.
He worked as a gym teacher at an American school in Switzerland.
There's also rumors that he was a male porn star.
He was, and the movie was called The Italian Stallion. The Triple X movie starring Sylvester Stallone was called The Italian Stallion.
If everyone in the Columbus area could see how Rick's eyes lit up with the excitement that he was able to lay that down with fact.
Well, if you had Cube back in the day, it was on P10.
I'm guessing you've seen it.
I know it was there. I never saw the movie. But there was a trailer.
Got it.
All right, let's see. Let's try. How about Whoopi Goldberg, Ryan?
I'm going to say no.
That's right. She was a nun.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Was she?
Really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was called Sister
You
Act.
never
They
seen
even made a
Sister Act?
sequel.
It's a documentary.
Well, no, I saw the
sequel's
movie.
never
I know,
as good as the first one,
but
though.
I didn't know if because she was a mortuary beautician at a funeral home where she did makeup, on people who had passed away, and she was also a bricklayer at one time.
How about that?
But never a teacher.
She was a porn star too.
Jeez. Let's see, Ryan. How about let's go with Brad Pitt.
Oh, man. I'm going to say no.
Nice job.
He's too good at this.
He swept.
Yeah. No, he was never a teacher, but he was a chicken mascot when he worked for El Palo Loco, a fast food chain where he dressed up in a giant chicken suit to attract customers. Brad Pitt.
El Polo Loco. They have those in Phoenix. It's the crazy chicken.
That's right. Brad Pitt was the crazy chicken. Can you believe that?
This is pre-Angelina Jolie, obviously.
All right, Ryan. Hey, congrats, man. You're going to Cage the Elephant.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, hang on just a moment for us. We'll get some info from you and get you hooked up with those tickets.
It's the Morning Blitz.
Happy birthday, Lewis.
Okay, you guys want me to tell you why I hate my birthday and why I said after 25 I stopped celebrating. So my 25th birthday, I rented out this big thing. I wanted to do this big party to celebrate the fact that it was 25. And, you know, I had an open bar that was going to switch to a cash bar.
I thought he was about to say open casket.
Not yet. Had all these things planned out and had this whole room rented, made it a big theme where everybody was going to dress in black and white. And one person showed up.
No.
Oh.
Actually, none of that's true. I just wanted to garner some sympathy.
Oh, my God. That was good, dude.
You like that?
You had us. He had you, right, Kelly?
She's mad because I had her.
I don't find any joy in being had and tricked and all that. That doesn't bring me any joy at all. So, yeah. I'm a poor sport when it comes to being tricks played on me. But I don't trust anything that comes out of your mouth anyway, so I should have known better.
There's a song playing tricks on me.
You know my worst day of the year is April Fool's Day.
Oh, I know.
I hate that day.
Or August 21st.
Unless you're going to hang a sign on the back of your mom's car that says, please honk the horn and flip her off.
What did I do, jerk face? Jerk ass?
Honest to God.
What did I do wrong, jerk ass?
There's another one.
How about that? How about that, face?
All right, so Columbus back to school today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is it got to be somebody else is probably on today, wouldn't you say? I don't know who.
I think most people are in as of
Really?
today. I don't know.
I was just wondering who's dealing with like the longest carpool line. Is that a thing? People dealing with carpool lines, like ridiculously long carpool lines?
When I used to pick up the kids from school, this is so bad. When I used to pick up the kids from school a couple of years ago, I wanted to be like, can I just drop you off like half a mile away so I can avoid the traffic?
Oh, my God.
But I know that's like the worst parent in the world. Here you go. Walk. Hope for the best.
But dealing with that, you can see why people, like if I had a kid, I would be saying, look, I walked to school. I walked to school.
Right.
Every single school I went to, I walked.
I did till high school.
In high school, we did do a carpool, but there were many times where I stayed after for sports or whatever and walked home. That was it. So I'd be the uphill both ways mom.
The snow, 30 below zero.
That's me. I'm like, you're getting dropped off a half mile from school, and that's the end of it.
That's what pisses me off about kids. We can't send the kids out to the bus stop. It's just too cold. My mom would drive my ass out there in the car and wait for the bus to get there so I could get on the bus. There's no like.
They could not wait to get us out the door.
Right?
All right. Well, speaking of buses, a school district in Louisville, Kentucky, changed its bus routes this year. And somehow they messed up because there were kids that were left without easy access to transportation. And we're talking about middle school kids. You know, these are sixth graders. And so the middle schoolers are protesting. They want their bus back because they're too far from school. It's a ridiculous long walk. And I'm sure they're trying to figure out where they made the mistake and fix this. But meantime, these kids are dealing with this and they're upset about it. So they got together and they made a little song. They made a song to protest. And I don't have the whole thing's like, it's like 4 minutes long. I mean, it's a full on song with a full on video. But
can I get like 20 seconds?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to give you. And it's called Where My Bus At.
Where my bus at? Where my bus at? I just need a way to school, so where my bus at? Where my bus at? So where my bus at? I need transportation too, so where my bus at? I wish that it was back like it was before. I wish that when no bus came straight to my door. I wish that it was back like it was before. You told me that the bus can't pick up no more. Oh man, no.
I need all 4 minutes. That's really good. Wow. Do you remember last year that happened with Columbus City Schools?
Yes.
Like they did some big transit change
Yeah.
and the routes were all messed up and people were not getting their buses, late buses, no shows.
Jeez.
People's kids getting dropped off in a neighborhood about 3 miles away. It was wild.
Jay says, dropping off my daughter at Independence ain't bad, but picking her up is horrible. So I pull in the exit for the parking lot, and she's got to run over, and then we just get out before anybody else. Gotta do what you gotta do.
The one thing I remember about taking my daughter when I would drive her to high school was that every single girl you saw getting out of cars and going into that school, every single one of them was wearing Uggs. It was like an army.
An Uggs army.
No,
Uggs army.
That's Han Solo season, and that doesn't come around until like mid-October.
Kelly, you mentioned how different things were, and Lewis, you talk about they can't go to school in bad weather, any of that stuff. And yeah, I mean, then and now, very different.
School days, it's not like in the old days. Reading and writing were things we learned. You only got grades you really earned. We even took our school books home. English was something you had to know. When the forecaster said a chance of snow, we never were ever sent home. 1, 2, 3, 4. School days these days. Teachers wanna pay raise. Everyone passes, no one stays back. Even Billy, who's strung out on crack. We get to use calculators. The teachers need translators. If you're dumb as a brick but really tall, you better play basketball.
It's your morning Blitz, 8:39. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis. Joe McNeil shot us the message. Why does Lewis have to think he's right all the time? I don't.
It's his birthday. Let him be right.
No, I'm not. I admit.
Oh, no.
I would like you guys to acknowledge that I do admit when I'm wrong. Any time now would be nice.
Listen, after a bit of a struggle, you can be convinced that you're wrong.
Thank you. See,
After a bit of a struggle. Oh my God.
By struggle, I mean like pulling a heavy cart up a hill with one bad leg.
Man, these computers are just not being cool with me today. Sorry. I had to reboot.
Thick Rick has had a very bad
Well, I was looking for texts about who got stuck in long carpool lanes, and then it's disconnected. So I have to reboot it.
You've had a day. I'm sorry.
Nikki said that she used to get stuck in her daughter's school for 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that
at
is
Wellington
a long line.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Jay said boys are wearing Uggs too, so sometimes I have to take a second look at the gas station.
What? Well, Tom Brady started that, didn't he?
Probably.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do some Blitz
therapy.
Somebody needs some help, right?
Outside of Kelly Quinn this morning, I think everybody in this room needs some Blitz therapy.
Oh, no. I'm always first in line, baby.
All right. We have a mean dad that sent us in an email who would like to share with the class.
I will.
Okay.
Do you want to, Thick Rick? Okay.
No, I'm fine.
I'll read it. Here we go. This is from Mean Dad in Muirfield. He says, my 7-year-old's gearing up to play baseball for the first time this fall, so everyone's been recommending I let him watch The Sandlot.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so I watched the trailer. They show one of the kids checking out hot moms at the pool, so I won't let my son watch it. Am I a jerk? Most everyone says I'm being overprotective and I should let him watch, but they agreed that it's my call since I'm his dad. That's from Mean Dad in Muirfield.
He actually wrote Mean Dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, think about it. The Sandlot.
Remember, kid, there's heroes and there's legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
That's right.
Ah, that's for sure. Zach, happy belated birthday, man. You know, I feel like I just said this to Rick not too long ago. The Sandlot is a rite of passage, is it not?
Yeah. It's not. There's nothing I don't think that's going to bother a 7-year-old.
No, I mean, you know, Yeah, I would say it's a kid's movie.
I would absolutely have I might have.
I'm trying to
let
think if
Tyler
there's-
watch it at 7 years old.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that's would be questionable in it, but I don't know that it.
The only thing, they're always ogling.
Yeah.
Is that right?
But that's.
Or is it oogling?
Whatever.
Ogling is right. Yeah.
At Sandy Peppercorn, the lifeguard.
But again, that's what little boys do.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, the one kid took it a little further, and he pretended he was drowning so that she would give him mouth to mouth, and then when she did, he wrapped his arms around her and started kissing her back. But that is about the most edgy thing in the entire movie. It'd be that one scene. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would. That's what I'm trying to think. If there's anything that's,
Mean Dad in Muirfield, here's what I'm going to say. It's your 7-year-old boy.
Yep.
You parent him the way you think is best.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody bully you into letting him watch a movie you're not comfortable with, period. Maybe in the next few years you'll think it's okay, or maybe not. But it's your child. You're protecting your child. I pat you on the back for that.
Now, I would say he only watched the trailer. You might want to watch you probably like the movie. It's a great movie. You might want to watch the whole movie and then decide, or maybe watch the movie with him.
There are probably people still that don't realize the phrase "you're killing me, Smalls" came from The Sandlot.
Hey, you want a s'more? S'more what? No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
That was the kid's name, Smalls.
Mike said, not a jerk, he's an a-hole.
Oh, come on.
Jeff said he won't let him watch The Sandlot?
He doesn't
Seriously?
know. He
That
just
kid
doesn't know.
sees worse on the phone his parents pay for. That is facts. Straight up facts.
I will never bully someone who does what they think is right for their kids.
No, I
That's
get it.
period.
I get it.
And maybe it's the tamest movie in the world, but if he's not comfortable with it, don't let him watch it. He's 7. I mean, it's not going to kill him.
It's true. So
Does he even know that he's not being allowed to watch it? I mean, is he even aware of this?
I'm sure his friends will let him know.
But he's going to start playing baseball. Got to get him ready.
I mean, I feel like every kid should watch The Sandlot and Major League 1 and 2.
Well, I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
But gee, they should watch The Replacements then, too.
Yeah. And Lord of the Flies.
Oh, no.
So is this guy wrong? Is the mean dad wrong for not letting his 7-year-old watch The Sandlot? Let us know. 800-821-9970 or on the text line at 99700. 7, too young for The Sandlot?
Yeah, it's easy when you play with a bunch of rejects and fat kids, Rodriguez.
Shut your mouth, Phillips.
What'd you say, crap face? I said you shouldn't even be allowed to touch a baseball. Except for Rodriguez, you're all an insult to the game. Come on! We'll take you on right here, right now! Come on! Yeah, right now! We play on a real diamond, Porter. You ain't good enough to lick the dirt off our cleats. Watch it, jerk. Shut up, idiot. Moron! Scab eater. Butt sniffer. Pus licker. Fart smeller. You eat dog crap for breakfast, geek. You mix your weeds with your mama's toe jam. Yeah! You bob for apples in the toilet, and you like it. You play ball like a girl. What did you say? You heard me. Tomorrow, noon, at our field. Get the buffalo butt breath. Count on it, pee-drinking crap face. Yeah!
Oh, classic, legendary.
This morning Blitz, Dick, Kelly, Lewis. 7 too young for The Sandlot? Apparently it is for one mean dad.
That's the worst he's going to hear. Right there.
Maybe that's bad enough. I
That
mean,
might be.
you got to
It
let
might
this
be.
guy parent his own kid.
I agree.
You know?
I wouldn't tell him what to do.
Yeah.
But if he asked, should you let him? I say yes.
Luke said his kid is going to be checking out women at the pool eventually, regardless of whether or not he watches The Sandlot. Facts.
I will say that most things go over your head when you're that young. Do you remember that song Undercover Angel? It was out in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
We sang that at the top of our lungs as little kids. And it's
Yeah.
all about...
Prostitution, right?
Is it?
Is that what it is?
It's just about doing it. I
Okay,
know
it's about-
that.
okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know what doing it was, but I was singing loud and proud. Most of that stuff does go over your head as a little kid.
Yeah. You know, I remember being younger and singing the unedited version of Crazy Bitch at the top of my lungs, so I can understand that.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do. Someone said the mean dad is more wrong for the fact that he's never watched the movie. Talk about the ultimate "you're killing me" Smalls. In all honesty, as the father of a 16-year-old baseball player in the 10th season, this dad has exciting times ahead for him and far worse things than The Sandlot, which, yes, agreed.
Oh, Kelly, the guy was visited by an angel in the middle of the night that had sex with him.
There you go. Angel sex. Like, I didn't know what that was.
Is that a thing? How do you sign up
Where do you
for that?
sign up?
How do I
It's
get
all
on that?
about men's weird fantasies.
How do I get on that train?
But when you're 7, 8, 9, 10, you don't know what you're singing. So that's my point. I mean, you know, he might get some juicy like insults to throw at his baseball friends.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. I get it. It's just one of those things where I think that I agree with you, Kelly. I mean, you're going to parent the way you want to parent, but I do at least watch the movie yourself first and then determine if it is
you can't go by
appropriate.
trailer.
Yeah, I do like your guys' suggestion. Watch the movie and then decide.
Yeah, because I mean, again, there's so many times. How many of us have all seen a trailer and then you go, man, that trailer movie looks so good, and then you realize the best parts were in the actual trailer and the movie itself was complete junk. So at least, you know.
Jeff said, I'm all for raise your kids the way you want. Not my kids, not my business. But to not let your kid watch The Sandlot is a crime against your children, period. People are raising softies nowadays, said Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see, you know, it's a different world than what it was when The Sandlot came out in 1993. So definitely a different world than, you know, where we are now. But yeah, I think there are far worse things to deal with than The Sandlot, at least where kids are concerned anyway. I would be more concerned with other movies.
I mean, social media is way worse.
Facts.
And he's 7. He's probably, I would imagine this dad is not letting his kid on social media. So, but, yeah, if you're asking us, Mean Dad in Muirfield, I would let him watch. You can do what you want, but you asked, so I would say absolutely The Sandlot. Like Lewis said, rite of passage as a kid.
Yeah.
He's going to start playing baseball this fall. He's going to love this movie.
But don't let him listen to Undercover Angel, because it's dirty.
I mean, angel sex does pose a lot of questions. That's for sure. This is Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health.
It was a little ditty.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, that's not what I thought it was.
Crying on my pillow,
If
lonely
you are-
in my bed.
If you're a dude that's getting a little bit older and you're kind of feeling sluggish, you're tired all the time, performance isn't what it used to be, don't waste money on those online pills and crap that you can get for $19 to fix your ED or deal with your testosterone. Let the professionals take a look at it. Tri-State Men's Health will give you that consult. And I'm telling you what, man, testosterone injections have been a game changer for me. Locations, 6 of them, including Hilliard and Westerville. So you can check them out and give them a call at 800-900-9654 or tristatemenshealth.com.
Man, you are a terrible DJ. You did not hit the post.
I didn't realize that there was a song that was going to start while I was in the middle of the copy read.
What I mean, I said what? She said ooh.
Kelly's jamming.
I said all right.
Having sex with an angel. You're still singing just like you did when you were 14.
Loud and proud.
I was this many days, years, weeks, and hours old when I found out there was a song called Undercover Angel and that having sex with an angel was a thing.
There you go. Alan O'Day is his name.
Okay.
Somewhere.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
After Danny Tyner crashed his semi into stopped traffic on I-10 near Chandler, Arizona, he told police that he'd been reading a message on his electronic work tablet and didn't have enough time to brake after he looked up. But after an FBI examination into his phone, what he was really doing is scrolling TikTok, watching videos in traffic, driving a semi. 4 people killed in that accident. He is going to prison for 22 and a half years.
Wow.
Well, it seems pretty clear that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is not going to be the next president of the United States of America. What is not as clear is whether he will stay in the race until the bitter end. In a podcast interview that's been recounted by the New York Times, Kennedy's running mate, Silicon Valley investor Nicole Shanahan, suggested they have two options. They can stay in the race or they can end the campaign and endorse Donald Trump. She said if they stay in the race, they're pretty sure that will help Kamala Harris, and that isn't something they're interested in doing. So I guess if they drop out, they'll be endorsing Donald Trump. I don't know. That's an interesting, little side note to the election right now, because I know some people are eager for a third choice, and RFK Jr. was, I guess, that third choice, or still is for now. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. These kids are calling it quits. J-Lo filed for divorce yesterday after 2 years of marriage. She listed April 26th as the date of separation, so they went their separate ways then. TMZ says there's no prenup. Who's worth more? Is it J-Lo or Ben Affleck?
I would think Affleck.
You think?
I'm going to say J-Lo.
I am too. I was kind of leaning that way too. I don't know, but there is apparently no prenup. This is the fourth marriage for Jennifer Lopez, the second marriage for Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck. And those are your three things.
Ben Affleck, net worth $150 million.
Jennifer Lopez, $400 million.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think she's got some, businesses on the side. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's poor Ben. It's tough to get by only being worth $150 million. I mean, I don't know how ends ever meet.
Yeah, is he going to get a half of J-Lo's
The
net
struggle.
worth? I don't know.
Struggle is definitely real.